Hello, gorgeous Scorpio, and welcome to September 2020. I am talking to you later on in my discussion, so I've really gotten to see how all the different energies are dealing with September. And the more I look into this month, the more I realize this is a deeply spiritual month, a deeply honest month, and a huge month of honest assessment. Now, for you, this is just an interesting time of year. We're starting to wind into your birthday season, obviously not until October, but as we get into Libra season and as energy moves into Libra, we're getting into that season right before your birthday where this is a really deep time of rest, incorporation, self-understanding, taking the time to connect with who you've become over the last year. So you're going to be noticing as this month continues to unfold that there's more and more of that sense of kind of deep rest, deep understanding, and really getting into a spiritual modality with your work. And there's a lot of supportive energy here for you this month as well. We have a full moon in Pisces in your 5th house, lighting up your heart, right? Lighting up your creative juices. We have Mercury moving into Libra this month and starting to set up for pre-shadow. Now, Mercury next month in October is going to keep moving forward to your sign and then retrograde through your sign. And then retrograde through Libra a little bit. So we're also setting up for a Mercury retrograde season with you. So this is just the next couple of months are going to be quite reflective, quite deep, quite interconnected on the internal, which I think, Scorps, you all do quite well with this, right? This is like a sweet spot for you in many ways. It's very supportive energy for you to get to deep dive and get to think and connect and feel through and know things at that deep internal level. So I think there's a lot of support here for you. This is also an interesting month. It's the equinox, which for me is one of my favorite points in the year. I love both of the equinoxes because they help us find balance. They help us do that self-assessment. Like I said, that no-nonsense kind of self-assessment that helps us understand where we need greater balance, where it's okay to adjust. And I think in the context of 2020, it makes even more sense than even usual because when you think about where we were in the equinox in March, and you think about where we are in the equinox in September, a lot has gone down. A lot has gone down, and I think we all agree on that. So this is just a great time to incorporate and catch up. So the other thing, there's a few things going on. September has quite a rich layering of things. Mars is going retrograde. Now Mars is going to be retro in your 6th house in Aries. And this is going to be helping you heal with your physical, which I think could be really helpful for you. I think, Mars is a co-ruler of you. Pluto is obviously your main man these days, but Mars is still very deeply connected to you. So this retrograde helps heal the part of yourself that feels you have to be a certain way in the world, to push through your pain, to feel disassociated from your body. This Mars retrograde, I think, is actually going to be such a huge blessing to Scorpios the next couple of months until mid-November when he goes direct again. And really until Mars leaves Aries at the beginning of the new year. This is just going to be a time to reconnect with your physical, to feel healing in that space. And finally, the other big thing this month is that both Jupiter and Saturn are going to be moving direct. And this is big because 3 of Pentacles, love it. So good. Oh, communion, deep communion, creative communion in the physical. Sometimes that's just what we need, right? Jupiter and Saturn, this is kind of big because as they go direct, guess what they're prepping to do? They've been moving through Capricorn for a while. They're heading straight to Aquarius at the end of the year. And this is going to be a huge shift for everybody. The collective shift on this energy is going to be big. It's going to be moving to a fellow fixed sign of Aquarius, and this is going to start some really deep work on your moon landscape, on your inner, hidden, internal side. We're not going to get into that today because That's for another year. Six of Swords. Yeah, that's a vibe in September. We'll get into it. Two more cards want to come out. Seven of Cups, Seven of Wands. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. We've got some talking to do, but it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, this is just a month where we're getting prepped for some big changes down the road, and that's just coming up time and again. And it's like I said, there's this honesty September for everybody. Five of Wands. Okay, remember how I was saying like the Mars retrograde, which starts on September 9th, is going to be really great for helping heal the warrior, the part of yourself that feels like it has to push through, act a part, play a certain role, make things happen, and that this Mars retrograde is going to have you working on incorporating that and finding greater peace with just being who you are without feeling like you need to fight your way through life. I think that theme may be coming up in your cards today. I don't want you to get disheartened by any of this energy though, because I mean, let's be real. I love you guys, but you like to learn in a very vivid fashion. You want to go all the way in there and sort it out and like have this, intense experience. You're very hands-on, intensive people when it comes to learning at a soul level. So I'm not that surprised. Here's what's going on, right? Okay. Something's working. And like that full moon in Pisces, I think is just going to be amazing for you guys. I think it's going to feel really, really good. Three of Pentacles is so supportive of you. And like I said, with the healing in the physical, with support, with kind of just getting in the flow of what you want to create next, there's definitely a message coming through about that. And I think you may be finding that you are connecting some dots this month and that you are starting to notice like where you want to put your energy, where you want to put your gifts and talents, and noticing what's really nourishing to you, both on the practical and on the creative. This is creative energy. This is shared vision energy. This is meeting others that you can share ideas with, which is awesome. Underneath that, there's a really deep spiritual layer going on with the Six of Swords and the Seven of Cups. You kind of notice how in both of these cards, there's a figure here. There's figures here kind of hunched over, looking toward something they don't fully comprehend yet, right? They want to, they're on the journey to understanding it. They're communing with it, but it's not totally clear, right? What's going to be picked up, what's going to be discovered next. September definitely asks us. We'll be asking you, apparently. What shores are starting to become poisonous to you? Right? And, I think in a season of self-assessment, of equilibrium, and as we move into Libra season, like I said, this is a really deep spiritual time for you all. It's one of those things where we grow over the course of several months or a year. And it's not that things inherently on themselves are evil or bad or like out to get us, but we've just changed shape. And as we change shape, it's like, the original Cinderella story. Well, it's not. This isn't a great metaphor, but I'm going to go with it anyway. The original Cinderella story, one of them, was that, one of the stepsisters like cut off her toes to try and fit her foot in the shoe. Like she cut off a toe or something like that. I just think about how, when something's not meant for you and you cut off a toe and you step out of integrity, like it doesn't work out, you're now bloody and you still aren't fitting that shoe. That's a pretty graphic choice. I don't know why that choice came up, but the point being that, there's no need to cut off your toe to force yourself to stick with something, right? And this is just one of those times where I'm seeing you do like a full scan of yourself and noticing where maybe certain habits or certain styles or certain expectations they just don't fit. It's that toe, it's like, well, no, it's still a terrible metaphor. It just isn't fitting quite the same way, right? And we're being asked to let go of this. Now, I think, of course you hear about let go, let go, let go, let go in life. And I think there's a subtle understanding of this, right? Like, yeah, we normally think about that in terms of like quitting a job or ending a relationship. But I think with letting go, it's also about like letting go of expectations of who we think we need to be in our day to day, in the way we do our work, in the way we show up, in the way that we've maybe put on a cloak of identity. We've put on a certain identity that worked with a group of friends or in a relationship or in a cultural context, but there's something else in us that wants to be expressed. And that's what I'm seeing here. Now, there's some frustration. There's some Martian power going on here. Excuse me. The Seven of Wands and the Five of Wands are very Martian. These are energies that want things to get done their way. Right? These are people who want to be on top. They want to succeed. They want to get somewhere and make something happen. Now, you may be finding like you're in there and you're making things happen and you're getting in there. You're standing your ground. You're saying what you really think. You're owning who you really are. That could really be a theme for you, as you realize, you come out of a fog or a dream and you're noticing where you want to head, that this roaring voice comes out of you, right? The other thing this makes me think about is like righteous anger, healthy anger. That message is coming through for some reason. I think it's called like the growl of harmony or something like that, which is this kind of, the mother bear, the mother lion, growling to maintain peace, right? It's like the healthy anger that burns away what's holding us captive. And I'm just getting a really strong sense here, Scorpios, that this is one of those times where when you let yourself feel how you are growing and how you are changing and what you really want for yourself, there's a few processes that are going through here behind the scenes that are having you realize, I don't want to pick up that cup again. I don't want to keep wearing this heavy cloak of who I think I'm supposed to be. And then this righteous anger that comes and burns things away. Now, I'm not suggesting you go like yell at everybody and cut everybody off and give no explanation. This is something that has to do with a really intimate process inside of yourself. A really intimate burning away of expectations of who you think you need to be. And I think that is super liberating. I also think with that kind of authentic growl, you're coming into your own in ways that maybe you felt like this year you kind of had to subdue or leave on the back burner a little bit. There's a resurfacing of something really important here. So, don't let, the dynamic, intense nature of these cards make you think this is just a month that's about fighting and strife and disagreement and somebody winning out over the other and all of that. I mean, you may have some deep conversations, but this is much more about breaking free. That's the sense that I get when I look at this. And it has to do with this integrity that comes from like what you really want to create, who you really want to be in this world. So that's pretty powerful. I have an invocation to take with you this September as we enter Mars retrograde, as we go to the equinox. And here it is for you, my beautiful Scorpio family. May my heart sing and bring forward new visions of this lifetime. May my body find peace, healing, and a new rhythm. May I feel joy and curiosity about who I am becoming. May I utilize my deep sensitivity to feel empowered and whole. So good. And that's the thing too, I think, with you allowing yourself to feel whole in your sensitivity, to feel whole in your emotional honesty, it actually really empowers you to move forward in life, right? And so that you don't have to keep playing a role. Maybe the role's familiar. Maybe it's something you know how to do very well. but it doesn't always necessarily mean that it's what is nourishing your soul. You know, we change a lot. And while some people in life really resist it and try their best to hold on to stasis, we're all bound to change. We're all bound to grow and morph and get curious about something new. And I think the honesty in September for you is speaking directly to that. I'm going to be getting a lot deeper on Mars retrograde, how to work with it, how to feel empowered with it, and feel the depth of the healing that goes on there over on Patreon. That's really where we get deep in all these transits. I'd love to see you over there. I'd love to those of you who have already joined me over there. You can also find me on Instagram and on my website. I'll leave all of my links so you know where to find me below. And you can find PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry on her Etsy shop, and I will also leave her link below. I love you all so much. Really, take such good care of yourselves. I will see you in October. Can't believe it. October for the beginning of Scorpio season is one of my favorite times of year. I love you all so much. Talk to you soon.